So my friend Tony figured now that we're all back safe and sound, you might be interested in a little story about our little adventure the other day. Um, I thought, I haven't seen my friend Tony for a while. Oh, with all this COVID stuff, you're supposed to not be hanging out with folks. But I'm getting kind of anxious, and so I wanted to get out. And so I know he's got a couple of these boats we can put in the water. So I called him up and asked him if he was interested in maybe getting out and exploring that, getting out there in the swamp and seeing what we can find out there. And he's like, yeah, Saturday looks nice. He's the smart one. So I let him decide where we were going to go. And so we went down to Eloise and we look at it. It's a beautiful day. It's warm and sunny and beautiful. It's got up to like 70 degrees. He's got his sweatpants on and well, nah, I take that back. He had his shorts on that day. He wore his shorts, of course. It's 70 degrees out. What am I thinking? Barefoot, ready to rock and roll. I don't know. He forgot the six-pack. But we decided to go anyway. So we put in down by Eloise Landing down there, and we head back up towards Bear Creek. And I tell you, it was kind of a cool ride. The wind's coming from behind us down the bay. We paddled on down and hardly had to paddle at some points. And we got up there. I don't know if any of you guys been down there, but you get around this corner and then you can paddle up into Bear Creek. It's awesome. Lots of ducks. Wish I had my 12 gauge with me. We could have had dinner. A lot of ducks. Trumpeter swan that have made a few dinners. That sucker's big. A lot of eagles flying around, and we were having a grand time. Went back up quarter mile up the creek and kind of ran into a dead end there. So we decided to head back, and it's funny how you do this. We didn't really pay attention to which way that wind was blowing until we started heading back. It was pretty windy, blowing pretty good. So I'll show you my hand. Let's see. There we go. The wind's coming this way. The creek's up this way. There's a spit of land that comes out around here. So we get out about here and head up towards home up here. I don't know. Tony got about 10 yards up ahead of me. I don't know. That boy's, he's got muscles. I don't know how he was doing it, but he was getting his kayak to move. I turned the corner and I pretty much just sat there. I hate to admit it. I got really strong stomach muscles, but I've been putting off working out as much as I should. So I don't know. Those waves were coming over the top of the kayaks. The wind was blowing strong. I sat there and paddled for about 10 minutes and got nowhere. I went nowhere. I'm yelling at Tony, Tony, come back here. Come on back. Let's talk about this. He can't hear me. But when I disappeared on him, he figured out what was going on, and he came back around that corner, that one right there. That corner. And so we chatted a bit, and we thought, well, maybe we better just find some place we can put in, and we can take a nice hike in the woods. Go back and get the car. Kind of forgot he didn't have his shoes. That was gonna suck for him. So anyway, we came back. We ended up deciding we were going to come back down and try to find the trail down here. We couldn't do that. So we came back up. We went along the creek. Ran back up to that same spot we'd been before. Pulled the kayaks out of the water. I got a nice video of Tony pulling the kayak out of the water. He doesn't look as graceful as you'd think he would. Again, that's when I realized Tony didn't even have shoes on. We're in the woods, but he's a tough cookie. I think he appreciated those Clorox wipes though once he got out, because his legs were pretty a little bit of blood, just kind of added to the adventure. I was glad he didn't stick anything through the bottom of his foot, but he didn't, and we had that fancy GPS thing that, I had that, it wasn't even that, yeah, GPS. I had my boat map that I use for fishing, tell me where the fish are, and it showed us where we were, and we knew which direction to hike. So we got up a bit and found a path and hiked out through the woods and got onto that Gitchagumi, what's that called? That trail that goes there by Loon's Foot. Got up there, and Tony's like, "Well, this was stupid. We should have brought the life jackets and crap with us, and no one takes my kayaks." So he goes back to do that, and I hike a mile up the road to get the car and come back and pick him up. We do that. So that was the first day. I took a look there at the weather. The weatherman said that the wind was blowing 30 to 50. So, I don't know. I thought we'd be okay. So Sunday morning, the next morning, we decided, well, let's go out early. The wind, okay, I got to show you my map again. Yeah, I always get this, there we go. The wind looked like it was coming from here. So, we figured we could get around this corner and come up along the shore. We'd be in good shape. And so we went out. Dropped one car off up here, drove down here, hiked back in, got into the kayak. Got about here, and shite. Same thing. Waves are like they're pretty big, I gotta say. I wasn't frightened or anything, but the waves were pretty big. We're making progress today. We're making progress. We got out there, and some of those waves were pretty good and coming over the top of the kayaks. But we're making pretty good progress. We were right about here before Tony swamped. Yeah, about a mile from where? Not quite a mile. 3/4 a mile, I'm guessing, from where the car was. All this is swamp. Old trailer park here on a muddy bank, the high hill. I don't know. Tony usually has pretty good sense, but why he figured now would be a good time to go for a dip in the lake, I don't know. It wasn't bad, but it was a little chilly. I usually like my baths warmer than 40 degrees. I figured that's about what the lake was. So, I don't know. I told him, well, leave that old kayak there. You grab a hold of my kayak. We better head on up to shore there. So we're good. Few hundred yards offshore, and I start paddling. It's kind of hard. Tony doesn't look like he's got much, fat on him, but crap. Try dragging that boy behind a kayak. It ain't as easy as you might think. That's all I'm saying. Well, we got about halfway there, and he was able to walk for a while, and then it got deeper again. I dragged him some more. Finally, he was able to walk, and we worked our way up to shore, right about here. I don't know, here. Climbed up the hill, went to the trailer park, had to bring him in, and I don't know where his kayak is. It's, yeah, he thinks it's sank, and it may have. And it took his shoes with him, wouldn't you know? So when we got to that bank, here again, the idiot. I'm sorry, I said he's the smart guy. I don't know. Day 2 without shoes, I don't think he's the smart guy anymore. So we dragged him out of the water and then dragged the kayak. No, actually, I dragged the kayak out first. Then we dragged him out of the water. And, you know, he could still talk as coherently as normal. It's a little hard to tell. I figured he was okay, though. Made him strip buck naked. Well, no, not quite buck naked. And close. Wring his clothes out. And got the water out. And I'm being a good guy. I give him my jacket. Figured, why not? We walk on up. I gotta go get the car again. He sits and suns himself up in the ditch near a storage locker up by Gronk's there, if you know where that is. I go get the car. We get him some warm clothes, and we go back down and we get that kayak dragged out of the woods. Hope no dog pops out from that trailer park somewhere. And because I did have a paddle. I suppose I could have smacked him with that. But Tony, I didn't know what kind of shape he was. I didn't know if he was in fighting shape or not. So I was hoping nothing would happen. So now, I suppose I'm going to have to go try to find that kayak for him. I'm going to wait till the weather gets a little nicer. And, you know, and I still haven't seen Eileen. So I hope once this COVID thing's all over with, she'll let me back in the house. But I'm not quite sure right now. A little worried about that. Well, I talked to Tony just, I don't know, an hour or so ago. And seems like he wanted to go out and do some kayaking this morning. And I don't know, Eileen said no. And, you know, when Eileen says no, well, he ain't gonna go. I'd kind of like to get out with him again someday. So I hope that all passes over. And Eileen gives him another chance. But I got a hunch it's gonna have to be like 90 degrees out and flat calm before she's real comfortable with that. Eileen, I just want you to know this wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault, you know. Remember, Tony's the smart one. He should have known better. All right, well, just one last thing. I really wish I'd have had my camera out because I could have taken some great video for that TV station. Somebody today, well, heck, 4 days ago, somebody got hauled in, a family got hauled in off the lake with their busted boat by the Coast Guard. They got in the news. Today, 3 people were out in kayaks just like us. They were only 200 yards from shore. They fell out of their boats. I don't know what happened. But they got in the news. Did we make the news? No. No. Not a chance. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story of our adventure, because that's what we call it. We just had another adventure, and looking forward to many more. Hope we survive them.